Hello everyone! Now you'll find out how to easily, cheaply, and without any skills as a mason, drywall installer, plasterer or carpenter make a real, strong, reliable wall that's also made to look like decorative brickwork. This video footage also shows that the inexpensive construction technology using a composite material, which is at least 90% made of lightweight extruded polystyrene foam, is unlikely to be stopped now. To spite greedy builders and manufacturers of expensive materials, who in these difficult times need to hear our firm working class no. When my friend Konstantin from the channel Batya Batina Usadba bragged about his recent work, I immediately decided that this information definitely had to reach the subscribers of the Yasha Kosyak Songs channel. Moreover, Konstantin's method differs from the one I used in the House for $1,000 project in that he made the wall completely without a frame and directly where it needed to go. I, on the other hand, first made the walls and then installed them into the frame. There are also differences from the method we used to build our frameless Euro toilet. So without further ado, see how quick and simple it is. The first thing you need to do is decide on where the wall will go and mark it out. Konstantin does this with a laser level because he has one, but a regular bubble level or a plumb line with a string and a weight will work just fine too. You'll need a sharp knife. You can use a utility knife with replaceable blades, or you can just sharpen a regular one well and avoid creating extra waste. The disposable word is starting to get a bit annoying, and the process of proper sharpening looks fascinating. Sheets of polystyrene foam are laid out according to the markings. To be continued. There are many ways you can come up with to fix them in a vertical position. My friend used 2 straight boards and a wooden block. Oh, so he decided to make a structure like that.
Now everything stands and holds together.
Next, all the joints are carefully foamed. It's best to use foam specifically designed for polystyrene, but regular construction foam can also be used. Before, we DIYers, handymen, and especially those who moved from cities to villages, were considered oddballs. But now, that's it. Our ranks are starting to grow rapidly. Some people are even seen as enlightened now. First of all, cities are no longer the best places for a safe life. And secondly, those who don't learn how to obtain cheap materials, who don't master low-cost methods, who don't learn to work with their hands, may be doomed to a miserable existence. So subscribe, and together we'll come up with and implement methods of cheap construction. The easy ride is over. You wanted it? Here you go. Konstantin clearly demonstrates that you can make such a wall, as they say, with basic tools. Who knows, maybe these simple technologies are actually much more important than the achievements of even Elon Musk, who revolutionized the space industry and outperformed the previous world space leaders. This is evidenced by the rumors circulating on the internet. No matter how much he reduces the cost of his rocket launches, the chances for ordinary people to go into orbit are minimal. But anyone can build a wall like this. I often get messages saying I'm a joker. Walls like these are just like the fairy tale of the 3 little pigs. They're not strong, not reliable, not durable, not eco-friendly, and they're a fire hazard. Friend, they are strong, reliable, durable, eco-friendly, and fire-safe. I'll leave a link to a video showing how they were tested below. Check it out. Konstantin is cutting off the excess foam, and the wall is starting to take shape. But for now, of course, it's not strong at all. Next, as part of the process, the surface of the polystyrene foam needs to be roughened. Then you need a store-bought plaster adhesive mix, which is used to glue the polystyrene foam to the wall and to create a reinforced layer for building facade insulation. Personally, I have used mixes from different manufacturers and didn't notice much difference. Next comes the base reinforced layer, which, thanks to the polymers in the mix, should reliably adhere to the polystyrene foam. A notched trowel allows you to apply the adhesive mixture with an even thickness. Also, for the experiment in the house for $1,000 project, I used the cheapest tile adhesive for several walls. After almost a year of use, I haven't noticed any difference. Whether to take the risk for even more savings or not is up to you. I did all my walls while they were in a horizontal position. This allowed me to get by without any plastering skills at all. But, as my friend demonstrates, for this kind of wall, you don't really need them at all. The mixture sticks to the surface very well. Alkali-resistant fiberglass mesh for plastering comes in different brands and from different manufacturers. We always use the cheapest one. The work is going smoothly. While the wall is drying, I'll say a few words about my friend. Konstantin is trying to build an agro-eco-gastro homestead in our Belarusian countryside. He adapts Italian recipes to local ingredients to make them more accessible in our not-so-wealthy region.
Sprats in tomato sauce, topped with mushrooms.
Watching my friend make pizzas with such enthusiasm, I couldn't help but wonder, what if the Italian people have deep Belarusian roots? Last winter, I stayed at the future estate and even took part in installing a very well-insulated door that Konstantin made using a unique technology. It also included polystyrene foam, and the total cost was only $9. As best I could, I tried to help in every way I could, and it looks like I did help.
There were sparks flying.
Konstantin is the father of 7 sons, who, together with his wife, currently live in the city. As needed, the boys help their dad, who is constantly on the front line, trying to steer things the way he needs them to go.
I'm a rather modest person. I don't strive for a large number of subscribers, so I don't even see the point in advertising my channel, Batina Usadba, on Ujaja's channel. Here, sometimes I even make things like this. This is a string of lights.
It's retro, but with modern technology.
I made it myself.
It takes about 2 hours to make, maybe a little more, sometimes a little less. It depends on how fast your fingers work.
There you go.
And we get this result. Looks really beautiful. It's so atmospheric. Well, it's really cool. You walk around your yard and you have a gazebo.
Things. Definitely, modesty is a person's best adornment. Despite being completely indifferent to hype, I'm sure Konstantin will be very pleased to see new subscribers on his channel. That's why I'm leaving a link to Batin's Homestead channel below the video. Subscribe, you won't regret it. I think there's one thing that will save you, this field. What do you think? What material did I recommend to Konstantin to reduce construction costs? A lot of food will be grown right on the homestead.
They broke the switch.
They are large.
Well, yeah. Oh, look, those are mostly females. Here are the males. Yeah, they're doing fine, I think. I'm about to grab them for the chopping block.
It's shaking, but not like it used to.
Next, the surface is primed. Towel adhesive is mixed and applied to the already solidified reinforced surface. Time does its job.
Если его немного ускорить, работа идет совсем по-другому.
Others. делает профессионала. Мне часто пишут, зачем я делаю самодельные окна, двери и things without fasteners with minimal tools, almost with bare hands, with your hands. For example, when again at construction sites you can buy plastic windows for next to nothing. I think fools who give away good windows for nothing, thinking they're replacing them with better ones, will disappear very quickly these days. That's how it is. And they will come in very handy. When Konstantin was building brick walls out of used bricks, we weren't acquainted yet, so he hadn't been influenced by polystyrene ideas. My friend decided to turn his uninhabitable village house into a comfortable bathhouse, so he needed new interior walls.
Now, using this thing as a template, I'm going to use it to draw a line with the laser level.
It's the same thickness as the brick, which in this case is 90 millimeters.
I'll also be using the jointing tool that was left over from the end of the masonry.
I'm often asked whether it's possible to build, for example, an entire bathhouse out of walls like these. I believe it's quite possible. The only important point I want to mention is that, as additional insulation for the steam room, you should use foil-faced PIR insulation. It looks like polystyrene, but with a different composition, it remains completely harmless even at extreme sauna temperatures.
Now you need to measure 25 centimeters, that's the size of a brick.
The craftsman demonstrates another way to apply a brick texture. In my projects, I used narrow painter's tape for this. Both methods lead to good aesthetic results.
And here we measure 12 centimeters.
Yeah. I remember that I also have a regular level. It doesn't show level correctly when it's horizontal. The bubble burst in there. Continuation.
To make it easier to continue working, I marked the size of the brick here.
Now you can hold it against the wall and keep drawing.
Here's how the wall turned out, but we're not done yet. Take a regular kitchen sponge and wet it with water.
And these edges here, we smooth them out a little bit.
Because with real brick, there are no straight edges at all.
And I mean all these sharp edges, we round them off a little bit.
That's it.
I made these bricks, right? Ah, the rest. No. I don't know if you can see the difference or not, but I can see it.
Cement-based mixes reach their full strength within 28 days, but the wall is already strong enough.
And here's what we have now.
The masonry has become neater, in my opinion.
The rows of improvised masonry completely match the rows of the real ones. This should later make the very light, easy-to-build wall look like a visual continuation. All surfaces are being primed.
The primer has completely dried.
We Belarusians are often criticized for quoting the cost of our crafts in US dollars. And not just crafts, but almost everything else as well. Guys, that's just the way we think. Of course, I understand that believing in the strength of your national currency is worth a lot, but we're a skeptical people.
We got this color of foam board. Does it look like foam board? Well, almost.
So that the roller is well loaded with paint and squeezed out really well.
Watching how skillfully Konstantin reuses a container from a meat product and thinking about how much plastic packaging we have to throw away every week, It makes you realize that the apparent convenience has made us slaves to packaging manufacturers. We constantly pay for plastic just to throw it away again and again. By bringing back the return of glass containers, we can protect nature and give back to children the traditional way of earning money by returning bottles, which was taken away by capitalists. Even our little kids can easily convert from one currency to another in their heads without calculators. And Belarusian pensioners are basically mini currency exchanges. They keep their savings in at least 3 different currencies. And they constantly move them from one to another, depending on the situation in the global financial markets. They're always lining up at banks, but they also earn a little extra on top of their pensions. If Russia can't be understood by reason, Belarus can be figured out on a calculator.
The color turned out nice, of course.
But let's take a look at what old red bricks look like. For some reason, they're not uniform at all. So we take primer and add it to the paint. And also a little bit of black tint.
We mix it.
We get a dark pink-orange color.
Visa and MasterCard, of course, were convenient, but with $100 in cash in my pocket, I always feel protected anywhere. Unfortunately, this time, due to a sharp drop in the channel's income, I wasn't able to make the trip to visit my friend in another part of the country, so all the files needed for this video were sent to me over the internet.
But that's how it is. It's more like using old stove bricks to build a wall. And not just stove bricks. When they took down the walls, there were bricks just like that. Right now, I'm working on this too, so that everything looks more or less the same.
Well, it turns out pretty cool, doesn't it?
That's kind of how it all comes together.
Oops, it doesn't seem too bad yet.
Here, I added more primer, so the black color turned out more transparent.
So if you want less contrast, just add the colorant to the primer and that's it.
It's easier to adjust everything this way.
I mean, with the primer...
Without the primer, it's a bit more difficult, but the colors come out more vivid.
Well, from here you can see even better how it turned out.
And now I'll cover all of this with varnish. And by the way, I think the background is turning out pretty well. I'm using a special acrylic stone varnish, which gives a whetstone effect when it dries. This is how the wall looks in daylight, under natural lighting.
In my opinion, it's really not bad. Actually pretty good.
And this is the wall that we made ourselves. I deliberately didn't paint over these seams with either white or light gray. Why imitate the color of mortar when there's real mortar here already?
Imitation isn't needed in this case.
Like real brick with actual masonry. Well, actually, everyone who comes in thinks it's brick. I don't know if that counts as deceiving people or not.
I wanted to say that I got it through hard work, but no.
In the winter, I became an unwitting witness to how Konstantin tried to sell his subscribers an old painting by an author with an unknown pseudonym. Honestly, it seemed to me that he painted that picture himself. Konstantin clearly has artistic talent.
This is what I meant when I said that people come in and think it's a brick wall. I mean, it really blends in, right? There's brick here and there's brick there.
Ooh.
Give it a big thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to the Yasha Kosiak Songs channel. Be sure to subscribe to the Batya Batina Usadba channel, to my Zen and TikTok. All the links are under the video. Also hit the bell, and then you'll definitely get notified. May peace reign throughout the world. Thank you.